Rack of the Week 278. Welcome. We're going to shoot 2 racks of 9-ball this week, so I'm not going to waste a lot of your time. I want to say welcome to my newest supporters on YouTube and Patreon, Randy Carville and P. Mamico, and welcome back, Indian Heathen. Real quick, go over to shortstoponpool.com. Check out my new website. Lots of cool stuff there, instruction and pool gear. Let's get into the rack. All right, it's 9-ball time again. I learned since last week I was breaking from way over here. WNT break box it's much closer to inside, so I'll go from here. I'm going to break the rack, and I'd like to run out a rack without taking ball in hand, but I'll break them, take a look, see if I think I should, air quotes, run out. If I think I should or could, I'd like to shoot from where the cue ball stops. Maybe I'll take ball in hand, we'll see, and see if I can run it out, but I'll talk about all the shots and see if I can get better at shooting and talking at the same time. So from inside the WNT break box, we're trying to make that one ball on the side and control the cue ball. Nope, not quite. I got some good collisions down here, and that's what caused another ball to go in. The 9-ball didn't move. That kind of tells me that I was hitting it pretty close. I think I need just a touch more draw, or hit it a little bit harder, because that one ball hit about here. So that should get it on the right trajectory for the side pocket. I don't have a great shot on the one. I've got to cut it backwards. Yeah, this is tough. Let me go ahead and shoot. I'll shoot from here without ball in hand. Ball in hand, I think right here would be super, super easy. Because if you had ball in hand, you just put the cue ball here, 1 in the side, roll forward, 3, roll forward. From the 5 to the 6, you probably just come up table. You make sure you come above the side pocket. The only transition then is you got to go down to the 7, up to the 8, back down to the 9. But honestly, 9-ball, pretty simple. That said, this isn't as simple. This is a wing shot. I've got to cut the 1 ball here. There's 2 choices. Some people will go side rail, head rail down here into the position zone for the 3. I don't like that shot. It's also possible to go side rail, a lot of left spin, and bring it straight back across. I'm kind of destining myself. If I make the 1, I'm going to have this shot on the 3, so I'm going to have to cut the 3, side rail, and over for the 5. But once you get on that 5, it's tic-tac-toe. So really, this first shot is it. If you make and that's true of a lot of 9-ball racks. If you put down the first ball, you should be good to go. Okay. Oh, and I came over farther than I thought. Did I mention? Yeah, that's a wing shot. I'm almost done. I think my wing shots video is going to get published either Sunday or Monday. It's coming up real soon. Took a lot of work. I hope you guys like it. Okay, now I want to go 5 to the 6. The last thing I want to do is roll forward and get straight in on the 5. Then I got to draw the cue ball and spin it up or do something else. So it's either roll all the way down here so you have this angle, or punch the cue ball forward so it just gets past the 7. I'm actually cutting the 3 ball to my left just a little bit. So if I punch it, the cue ball is going to slide this way as well. And then I don't have to go forward. Now I'm going to have this angle cutting the 5 to the left. And then we'll decide what to do with the 6. But this is, I mentioned it already, but after you shoot a break shot and you're assessing whether you want to run out or not, you got to look at your end-to-end transitions. So this one's moderate. There's 2 end-to-ends. I got to go from the 7 to the 8 and then back to the 9. Sometimes, I've seen racks where there's 5 transitions. 3 to the 4, up to the 5, down to the 6, up to the 7. So you got to look at that. Any end-to-end transitions are tough. They can be real tough. In fact, that's a good 9-ball drill, is to set up 4 or 5 balls, all of them requiring an end-to-end transition, and then shoot that for an hour. That's a good drill. All right, let's punch forward just a little bit. I didn't punch it to the side. I don't know if you could tell, but the object ball went into the right side of the pocket. and I was aiming for the center. Had I hit the center, then my cue ball would have gone this direction. That matters because look at the difference. I'm almost straight in versus having a good angle here. So it matters. I'll get better at shooting and talking. Now this is with the shallow angle especially, this is a difficult shot because I said I wanted to come above the 6. Well, I've got to shoot with topspin, and the topspin is going to kill the speed. So now I got to really blast it with a lot of spin. It can be hard. You've got to kind of shoot with chop it with high left, and so that the cue ball doesn't follow through. So the cue ball goes to the rail, and then the left brings it up, and then up here. And if you hit it bad, you can end up frozen to the rail up here, and it's real tough to deal with. So we got to look at this and decide: do we want to shoot the 6 in the corner instead? And I have almost the whole pocket. I have plenty of the pocket. So if I get this angle on the 6, I can shoot the 7 and just draw the cue ball this way. And I want an angle on the 7 anyway. So I don't need to come way down here. Just up here is fine. So let me see if I want to choose that. We don't want to, with that shot, we don't want to shoot from over here. We want to get the cue ball up to center table kind of close. I think I like it because I can shoot this one delicate or softly with a lot of left spin. The cue ball is going to turn out of this corner and head straight for the 6. I think that's smarter than trying to force it and jam it all the way up here for the side pocket. All right, now let me reset from all that talk and see if I can execute it. That's good. That's really good. I really like that shot because I don't have to blast it. I'm just letting the spin do the work. And I know it's heading right for the center of the table, which is what I want. So now, before you shoot this, you go look at the 7. Obviously, I don't have to look at the 8 yet because it's so near the pocket. But, you know, I don't want to be here, but I don't need to be way down here. So we're just looking at it. Somewhere between these two diamonds is fine. So it's to the rail and off. To the rail, off the rail, and now I'll have a really good bridge off the rail with a nice angle to move up to the 8. So once again, I'm favoring the shot where I don't have to blast it. You just let the cue ball go where it's going to go, kind of. You do want to make a decision here. Obviously, just about any position in the world is going to work, right? Because the 8 ball's hanging in front of the pocket. But if you don't make a decision now, then 3 games from now, when it really matters, you'll forget to make a decision and it's going to cost you. You've got to make a conscious decision whether you need to or not. So make a decision. So if I end up here on this side of the 8, then I'm going to want to send my cue ball head rail, deep on the side rail, and off. And I have a very reasonable shot on the 9. The other alternative is to have an angle over here. And I can have a steep angle or flat and draw the cue ball down to this rail, off the rail, and I'm heading right into the position zone for the 9. Those are the 2 things I like. So you really want to make a decision about which one you want. I don't want to flirt with the 9 ball. I don't want to touch that 9 ball at all. Natural position is the cue ball coming off the rail just in that direction. So let's go ahead and just lay up on this side. I can handle it, any angle in here, but we're going to get on this side of the ball. The reason being is that's where the cue ball is naturally going anyway. So I don't need to force anything. So before you shoot that 7, just come over and look at it in the pocket. See it going in, right foot planted, starts the shot. Again, I don't have to hit it hard. Good angle here. The fear here is that we want to come off this rail and get nice and straight in on that 9, right? But in order to do that, we're flirting with this scratch in the side pocket. Ouch. So it can be better to not try to get straight in. Just make sure that you hit the first diamond and come off. Because even if you have this shot and you're cutting that 9 ball, I would much rather have that shot than mess things up and be frozen to the rail or hanging on the point trying to, make a bridge like this. Just get that cue ball out here and give yourself a chance to put a nice stroke on the ball. Alternatively, if you don't like that, you can draw the cue ball out of the corner. So you go deep into this corner, and then you're coming diagonally across table. So you're trying to come past center table. As soon as your cue ball comes past the center point of the table, you have a good shot, a better shot, a better shot, a better shot, a better shot. So you have a kind of a window here. You don't want to get hit to the rail. I don't like this route because it is hard to nail this speed. You end up hitting it too hard, and you're frozen to the rail trying to cut the 9-ball in. Or you hit it too soft and you're trying to cut it in from way up here. So I prefer going to this rail and off. So we do want to put a little bit of right spin on this cue ball. Just make sure that it gets over to that side rail. This is just kind of center right. Okay, pretty much right where I said, right on the first diamond. So there's no need to flirt with here to try and get straight in. We don't need straight in. This is fine. And then obviously you can shoot this whatever way you prefer. Many players are simply going to draw the cue ball to the rail. Others are going to send it to the bottom rail and then side rail. No way you can scratch. I think it depends on what mood you're into. Right now I'm going to draw it because I know I'm pretending that there's a ball here, right? So I'm just going to draw the cue ball to the rail and off. That way I have a plan for the cue ball, and I can hit it with the same deliberation and authority that I hit every shot. Perfect. So I kind of like, yeah. On that shot, on the break shot there, the 2-ball was in the bottom of the rack. So that means there's a high likelihood that the 2-ball is going to be on the upper end of the table. So you kind of might want to draw that a little more so maybe your cue ball comes up there. But let's not complain. I do have a shot. Let's see if I can run this out. It's kind of interesting that the key ball for the 9 is the 7. So in other words, you look at end-to-end transitions, I got to go, well, the 5 and 6 are there, but I got to go 6 up to the 7 and then back down to the 9. The hardest part, I think, here is I've got to get a shot on the 3, and it's natural to get this angle, but then how do I get over on the 4 with the 6 ball in the way? I don't want to try and get here because that's fraught with danger. But I don't know. So I'm going to cut the 2-ball with spin. I want to make sure I get the cue ball over to this rail and then off. And I'm just going to deal with it from here. I think it's too hard to try and say, oh, I'm going to hit the rail here and then come down all the way and stop right here. Yeah, it's too tough. And I hit that too light. I was hitting it thin, so I was afraid of coming too far. The good thing about this is I'm going to be cutting the 3-ball to my left. The cue ball is going to hit the 6. But the cue ball is going to have momentum in that direction. I think I go ahead and use right English and hit this with some speed. The cue ball is going to hit the 6, go to the rail, and then hopefully I'll have enough right English to come over here and get a shot on that 4. Or come up that way. Okay, so I've had to make a couple of difficult shots. I'm kind of sort of in line now. The shot here is 2 rails. You go side rail, and off. You're going to have a real good shot on the 5 in that pocket. And then I've got a real good shot at the transition, 6 up to 7, back to the 9. So straight across, 2 rails. I want to come to this rail and off. Not too bad. Now I don't want to flirt with the 9-ball here, so just draw the cue ball to the side rail and off. You've got a huge position zone, and you're going to have the right angle on the 6 to go up table. Now I'm even too low on the 6 ball, but it's hard to be too low. It's perfect. I got a natural lane to go up table. So now I need to decide on, I can play this 2 ways. I can go 2 rails, short side. I have a small position zone. The harder shot is to go side rail, and then across. But you have a larger position zone for the 7. So this is a little bit of left English. That's going to chop it. That's going to shorten the angle off of this rail. You don't want to overdo it. You can scratch here. But I want to come over here, and then I've got left English. So left English will become running, and that's going to open up this way. We hope. Just a little bit above center, and just a little bit of left. Actually, not much left at all. Real likely to get this angle, that even a shallow angle is good, because then my cue ball is naturally going down table. I have a shallow angle, but it's okay. I do have an angle. So we're looking at straight in on the 9 is here. So once again, I'm gonna jam it. I'm gonna stun it over to this diamond and then off the diamond. So I've got probably a diamond and a half from here all the way down to here. Big position zone. So all you're doing is you're judging this angle and the speed to come off this rail, to the rail and off. So I hit that about as bad as I could. I wanted to make sure that I didn't brush this rail going in. And I hit the rail here instead of down here. But it's a reasonable shot. But this is what's going to happen often when you have those transitions from end to end. You can end up with this 9. Especially in WNT 9-ball. That 9-ball ends up pretty much right here, right on the spot, like 75% of the time. So this one is, you guys all know this one. You want to make a decision for the cue ball. We don't need to hit with a lot of topspin. We just need to make sure the cue ball is rolling. Because, a sliding cue ball is going to go here, 45 degrees. A rolling cue ball is going to go here, 30 degrees. So that's going to hit this rail, side rail, and come up table. We don't need to hit it hard. Pocket speed, but not so... hard enough where we can put a nice authoritative stroke, just like a 3 to 5 on the speed scale, or 4 to 5. No side spin. There's no reason to complicate it. And that's another racket 9-ball. I'm going to play 9-ball again next week. I've got to start playing a lot more 9-ball. So hope you enjoyed that. If you're going to play pool, play it straight. See you next week. Ugh. 9-ball on the break.